So this is the part in the video where you guys get that, very welcoming greeting. This is your boy, Big C-DOGG. However, you're not getting that very warm greeting in this video. I shot a video similar to this, just as a video to kind of let you guys know what I've been up to here lately. I have not posted that video because it seems like every time I go to post a video, or I'm sorry, record a video is more appropriate on the subject of conspiracy theories, more specifically stuff like what CERN's been up to, along with my area of expertise, which is aliens and UFOs. Something weird seems to happen in my apartment that kind of discourages me a little bit. Whether it's a weird feeling or a weird sound or whatever it may be. However, today's video, whatever's trying to keep me from uploading this information and making it public will not win. It has already been informed that it will not win. So, as for what I've kind of been up to, I've been up to quite a few things here, especially in the last week or so. A buddy of mine got a hold of me not too long ago and told me that he had been in touch with a scientist from CERN, one of the head scientists. This scientist did not give my friend a name. This scientist did, however, explain to my friend what all has been going on at CERN in the last few months, let alone the last few years. That being said, of course, he told me about this. And to say that I was honestly floored is an understatement. To say that a sense of panic came over me is an understatement. When I tell you that this had me legitly scared shitless, and I'm not one that's easily scared shitless, but when I tell you this had me scared shitless, it did. It wasn't so much it being a surprise, because we had already known that this is what CERN's been up to. It was more... It scared me more because it was verification from a CERN scientist on the matter. According to the scientist, now, before I get into this exactly, we all know the story of the Mayan calendar in reference to the year 2012, how the calendar ends and resets. And the biggest theory floating around, not only in the scientific community, but in the religious community, as well as the conspiracy theory community, is that the world ended on 2012. And that the Mayans knew this. Now, obviously, there's some fiction there, because we're still here. However, are we really still here? This scientist told my friend that the world did end on 2012. CERN opened a portal and apparently pulled us through this portal into an alternate dimension. They referred to us as Universe A, and the dimension they pulled us into was Universe B. Coincidentally enough, the laws of physics state in a situation like that no two beings can exist in the same universe. To say there can't be two of me, there can't be two of my friend. And the result is either they cease to exist or the two merge. My buddy gave a very good example of this with him, because shortly after 2012, he saw a spike in his IQ. My buddy is I believe he just recently turned 30 years old. You know, we're talking just 5 years ago, so that would have put him in, let's see, about 25 years old. And he saw a spike in his IQ. Now, if this was a kid, you know, maybe a 12-year-old kid getting ready, you know, going through puberty, I could understand that. This is a grown man that went through puberty, I'm assuming 13 years prior to this event happening, and all of a sudden he sees a spike in his IQ. The example for myself that I can give you, there's a couple of examples. First off, prior to 2012, prior to the end of 2012 actually, I was very pissed off at the world. Mainly because in 2009 I lost my grandparents, as many of you know from watching my videos. As a result of that, now keep in mind I was 19 years old at the time, but I was sheltered from the world my entire life because of my grandparents. They wouldn't let me, I didn't know anything. Nothing. I didn't know about fucking sex until I was 18 years old. Most kids learn about it when they're 13, 14 years old. I didn't know about it till I was 18. That's how sheltered they had me. I'm lucky I knew about it at all, actually. But getting off the beaten path a little bit there. So they passed away in 2009. At 19 years of age, I was forced into the world. I was forced to not only see the world for what it was, but I was also forced to find my place in the world and figure out where I fit in the grand scheme of things. And I don't care who you are, when you're a 19-year-old kid, you have no idea how the world works. And then all of a sudden, just like that, you're forced to do all that at one time. You're literally forced to grow up in the blink of an eye. It takes one hell of a toll on you mentally and physically. I became a very dark, very demented, very evil person after my grandparents passed away because of that. And in 2012, I calmed down. A lot, actually. Prior to prior to the events that had allegedly happened at the end of 2012 with CERN, I was that type of person that when you met me in the streets, if looks could kill, you'd be incinerated. I hated humanity. Just straight up hated humanity. I wanted to see the entire planet burn by my hands, while I stood back and laughed about it. Because not only did I feel alone in the world, the planet disgusted me. It still disgusts me to this day because of all the shit that I've noticed going on throughout the years. The only difference between me then and me now, I don't feel like setting the planet on fire like I used to. I don't feel completely disgusted by the human race, because there are a few individuals out there who have shown me that the human race has some hope. But for the majority of the population, they disgust me. Plain and simple. So, along with that, that's also when I started really not only getting into technology, but getting into the world of conspiracy theories in general. And sorry, but it looks like I can see something through my camera here, back here towards my bathroom. I'm not going to think too much of it. Again, I've already warned whatever's in here. Nothing's going to stop me from making this video. let alone posting it. So to whatever isn't here with me right now, and I want you guys to hear this. This is going to be posted. And I want you guys to hear this firsthand because I deal with this almost on a daily basis. Even when I'm just talking to my friends about conspiracy theories, I feel something in the room with me. I hear shit when I bring this shit up. So, that being said, to whatever's in this room with me right now, you can go fuck yourself. You're not wanted. Back to the topic at hand. Along with this scientist explaining to my friend that CERN pulled our universe into an alternate reality back at the end of 2012, he was also informed by this scientist that CERN opened a portal at some point in the last 4 years at least. And something came through, something referred to as a giant that does not look human, that is very hostile. What I find interesting about that, to those of you who are familiar with this word, it sounds to me like they pulled a Nephilim out of this portal. Again, for those of you who are familiar with the word, you already know what I'm talking about. For those of you who are not familiar with this word, a Nephilim is basically a hybrid. Typically, it's described as being a hybrid of demons and angels. There are different stories and different variations of the origins of the word Nephilim. However, the main origin behind them is a hybrid of angels and demons who are very hostile towards man and other living beings. This Nephilim is, or giant as they refer to it at CERN, is allegedly helping them complete everything they need to not only open a portal, but to sustain the portal indefinitely. And if they do that, there's not a force in hell or heaven that can save the human race at that point. And I believe every conspiracy theorist out there will agree with me on it. At this point in the video, I'm going to take us time. This is going to be a very long video. This is going to well exceed the 20-minute time limit that I've put on most of my videos. So I hope you're ready for a long-ass video, guys. Because honestly, it's time for everyone to wake the fuck up. So anyway, one of the last things the scientist said to my friend is to keep an eye on the news, particularly concerning CERN. And the reason being is because he wants my friend to watch out for any sabotages, anything that could cause the particle accelerator to break down. And that's their main power source right there, is the particle accelerator. Now, I know that there's several of you out there watching this video who are going to be like, I'm just another crackpot. I'm some insane fucktard who wants to send the world into a panic. I don't want to send the world into a panic. Just like every other conspiracy theorist out there, I want the world to wake up. Because the government has us behind a very huge curtain. They have us blinded to everything going on in the world. For example, there's been a lot of hype here recently on social media, or not. I'm sorry, not social media, on news networks about the royal engagement in Great Britain. Okay, I can understand one or two segments for U.S. news about that. Now, over in Great Britain, that's up to that's on them. It more concerns them than us. But for a United States newscast to obsess over the royal engagement in Great Britain, that should throw up alarms for you right there. It really should. They obsessed over the assassination of Princess Diana. They literally obsess about everything that's going on in the world, and it's bullshit. And as you can hear, my phone's going off. It's my girlfriend calling me. This will be a 2-part video, so stay tuned, guys, because part 2 is coming up very shortly.
Close your eyes, turn around. A drop of blood on the ground. No turning back, now it's done.